Have you ever wondered what the real artist's life looks like, day in, day out? Not the highlight reel, not the curated studio shots, but the quiet moments. The ones where it's just you and the canvas, and something whispering inside you asking to be shared. I've been a working artist for over 25 years, and while so much has changed, one thing has stayed the same. The lessons keep coming. So while I paint today, I want to share 3 life lessons I've learned from my artist journey. This isn't a tutorial, it's a reflection, and maybe something in it will resonate with you. Lesson number 1: it's okay to evolve. Your style doesn't have to be fixed. Last week I did something I hadn't done in years. I Googled my name and clicked on the Images tab. What came up surprised me. It was like looking at a personal retrospective. 2 decades of my work side by side. Some I'd forgotten, some I remembered like old friends. I've always considered myself a versatile artist, but seeing it all laid out like that really showed me just how much I've shifted and changed. I started small, painting still lifes and realistic landscapes. These were traditional paintings with tight brushwork and careful detail. Then slowly, without realizing it, the edges loosened. The paintings slowly got bigger. The color stories got bolder. The landscapes got dreamier, and I was weaving more abstract into the mix. I painted for my galleries, and I also worked with a publisher, creating art for posters and prints. And through it all, I never let myself get boxed in. Many told me so often to pick a style, a subject, and stick with it. It was the only way to sell your art. But what if being a versatile artist was my superpower? Remember this: your style isn't a rule book, it's a relationship. It grows as you grow. So if you ever feel like your work is all over the place, maybe that's not a flaw. Maybe it's a map of your artistic soul evolving, just as it should. Lesson number 2: success isn't linear, there will be seasons. I've never followed a traditional path. I knew early on that the 9 to 5 life just wasn't for me. But choosing artist as a profession, that came with a different kind of rhythm. There have been seasons of abundance when the gallery sales were strong and I was juggling commissions and the shows were lined up back to back. This was all before social media, by the way. There have been seasons of stillness when the emails slowed, the opportunities were few, and self doubt crept in. But the thing is, every season has a purpose. Some seasons are for planting seeds, trying new ideas and experimenting. Others are for blooming, when everything flows and the world seems to respond. And then there are the winter seasons, quiet, introspective, sometimes uncomfortable, but necessary because that's where you rest, reflect, and realign. If you're in a quiet season right now, it doesn't mean you've failed. It means that something deeper is growing beneath the surface. Trust the timing of your path. The artist's life isn't a straight line, it's more like a spiral. Sometimes you loop back to old lessons, but always from a deeper place. Lesson number 3: you don't need a huge studio to make powerful work. I've created some of my most successful paintings in the tiniest, most imperfect spaces. For years, my studio was a dining room table. In the mornings after my husband left for work and I got back from walking our son to school, I'd move things aside, set up my paints, and get to work. Eventually, I got an easel, then a second one. But even then, I was still working out of our small rental apartment. At my busiest point, I was working with 8 galleries, an art dealer, and creating poster art, all from that humble little space. It was chaotic at times with paintings everywhere, and the chaos got worse when I had a publishing deadline to meet or I was getting ready for an art fair. But it was important to me to be doing this from my home base. I enjoyed being available to my son if he needed help with his homework, and I really liked that I had no commute time to deal with. If I wanted to paint, even in the middle of the night, I could paint. Tiny space? Sure, but I absolutely loved what I was doing and I made it work. If you're waiting for the perfect space to begin, don't. Start where you are, because art doesn't need a grand setting. It needs you. It needs your intention, your courage. It needs your willingness to show up. So, those are my 3 lessons. Your path might look completely different, and that's beautiful, because there's no one way to be an artist, just your way. Thanks for being here with me. If you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'd very much appreciate it.